Hello everyone, it's Diamond Legend here, and this week we're going to be talking about what if the Cybermen killed Gohan. Now, in order for this to happen, it's quite simple actually. Just put the Cybermen with Gohan in this situation. Piccolo doesn't really move Gohan out of the way, and instead, Piccolo is focused on the rest of the Cybermen. Gohan is a little bit too nervous, or you can say that the Cybermen just got a bit too close than he did in the original, and decided to shoot out his acid, causing Gohan to die on the spot in the battlefield. Now, in my opinion, if Gohan were to die by the Cybermen, this is how I believe the story would start out. So, with Gohan being killed by the Cybermen that was responsible for killing Gohan would probably start laughing, seeing as how he just defeated Gohan. When seeing this, Piccolo is enraged, and decides to not just kill the Cybermen right then and there, but to kind of drag out his pain, causing Piccolo to kind of lose it when battling the Cybermen. He could just kill him at any time, but decides to draw out the pain. So, when this happens, the Z-Fighters, being Chaozu, Tien, Krillin, and Yamcha, are all taken back, so nervous to see what Piccolo is capable of, and just seeing how angry he's gotten when losing Gohan. This is someone that's kind of been slowly but surely helping him become a better person, and to lose him to these people that just showed up to conquer the Earth, Piccolo's going to feel some sort of way when battling the Saiyans now in this What If. So, as the Cybermen are beginning to attack the rest of the Z-Fighters, Piccolo doesn't even let the Z-Fighters get a chance to fight, and instead defeats all of them effortlessly. Doesn't even waste any time when battling these guys. So because Piccolo took out all of the Cybermen in this What If, this means that Yamcha is still alive. When Nappa and Vegeta notice just how badly injured the Cybermen are, Vegeta decides to put Nappa against the Z-Fighters and even Piccolo. Because after seeing what he's done to the Cybermen, he's pretty confident that he can handle Nappa, or at least go head-to-head against them. So, just like in the original, when Piccolo stated that he will attack all of them at once, Krillin decides to intervene and try to convince Piccolo that they shouldn't do this and that they should try to figure out a plan on defeating Nappa. But with Piccolo slowly getting angrier and angrier, he's not in the right state of mind after what he just saw happen to Gohan. So instead, he ignores Krillin and decides to tell Vegeta and Nappa to just all come out at once, just battling. Vegeta decides to agree, and him, as well as Nappa, charge into the battlefield. Vegeta tells Nappa that he's going to handle the rest of the Z-Fighters, and that Nappa can handle the Namekian. Nappa laughs at Piccolo, telling him that all that rage will get him nowhere. To push his buttons even further, he begins mocking him, and even laughing at Gohan's death. As Piccolo stops in his tracks at just how awful Nappa is being towards Piccolo, he starts getting flashbacks of when Gohan was being trained by him, and saw just how good Gohan was and how he was trying to help Piccolo stick to the path of being nice. With knowing this, the anger just boils up within Piccolo, and immediately charges in towards Nappa. Because he has blind rage, he's not really focused on the strategy. Now, this fight between Piccolo and Nappa will be similar to the same fight between Nappa and Tien when Tien lost his arm and was just fighting Nappa with blind rage. Because Piccolo isn't truly focusing on how he could defeat Nappa and is just heading towards the battle to just fight, he's not really concentrating, and this gives Nappa the upper hand in the battle. He beats Piccolo down effortlessly. But at the same time, Piccolo keeps getting back up because he's got that rage, that adrenaline inside of him. He's not going down. So when they continue the battle, Nappa begins to make fun of Gohan's death some more, to just keep pushing Piccolo's buttons. Piccolo has had enough, and decides to launch a dangerous ki blast, just destroying Nappa's armor head to toe. This doesn't kill him, but it does damage everything that he had on him. Vegeta stops just as when he's going to attack the Z-Fighters. He looks at Nappa and notices that all of his armor has been torn off. He thinks that Piccolo may be a little bit dangerous. and tells Nappa to focus, saying that Piccolo's blind rage could actually defeat him if he doesn't concentrate. Nappa listens to Vegeta and decides to ease up on Piccolo just a little bit, so that he doesn't get too carried away and ends up losing his guard when he gets killed by Piccolo. Vegeta turns his head back to the Z Fighters and decides on who he's going to attack. I'm going to say that he decides to attack Tien. When he attacks Tien, he does not punch his arm off, but he does punch Tien directly in the heart, punching him, shattering him, like in the inside, just destroying his inside. The punch was so deadly that it pretty much paralyzed Tien, the same way Goku did to Nappa when he used Kaioken. So with Tien being on the ground paralyzed, Vegeta begins laughing and tells the rest of the Z Fighters to come at him at once. Yamcha and Chaozu, seeing Tien on the ground, they decide to agree with Vegeta and just all attack. But Krillin decides to stop the both of them, telling them that Tien will be okay just as long as they try to figure out a strategy. He tells them that Piccolo's over his head right now, and that they have to focus if they want to beat these Saiyans. Krillin tells Chaozu and Yamcha to distract Vegeta while he powers up a Destructo Disc. Chaozu and Yamcha agree and rush into the battlefield. Chaozu tries to paralyze Vegeta, but to no avail. Yamcha tries his Wolf Fang Fist as well as his Kamehameha Wave, but doesn't do any effect. In fact, Vegeta just reflects the blast, causing it to fly off somewhere else. So both Chaozu and Yamcha are giving it their all when battling Vegeta, but it doesn't seem like it's doing much. Krillin is powering up his Destructo Disc to see if he can try to slice Vegeta in half. As he begins powering it up, he tells Yamcha and Chaozu to move out of the way, just in case they don't get caught in the attack. So Vegeta beats down Yamcha and Chaozu pretty badly, to the point where they can't get up either. Krillin decides that it's time to use his Destructo Disc, and throws it towards Vegeta. Vegeta laughs at Krillin, telling him that he can just effortlessly dodge it, and that's not too much of a challenge. Vegeta laughs at Krillin that it's just a simple technique that he can easily dodge, which he ends up dodging. But because Vegeta is so confident in this battle, he forgets to warn Nappa. The Destructo Disc is heading towards Nappa. Right when Nappa is about to finish off Piccolo, the Destructo Disc slices Nappa in half, causing Nappa to die immediately on the spot. Piccolo is confused and looks to Krillin, only to see that he ended up killing Nappa. Piccolo was surprised to see what powers Krillin had within him. Vegeta forgets to warn Nappa, and is very shocked at what this technique did to Nappa. Krillin tells Vegeta to get off their planet, unless he wants the same thing that happened to him. Vegeta laughs at all the Z Fighters, telling them that Nappa was a fool, and that he let his guard down. He tells them that he's a lot better than both Nappa and Raditz, and that he's not going to let something like that destroy him. He's on high alert at this point in time. So with knowing what Krillin is capable of, he begins to think on just what Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, and Piccolo could be capable of. As he begins to look to see who he could destroy first, he looks over to Piccolo and tells him to give him the Dragon Balls. Otherwise, he'll destroy him. Piccolo tells him he's not telling him anything and that he's going to die here and now. Vegeta just shrugs and heads towards Piccolo to kill him. Krillin shoots a Ki Blast at Vegeta, but Vegeta immediately dodges it. As Vegeta is taken back by this Ki Blast, this gives Krillin a chance to punch Vegeta in the face. Vegeta's getting a bit annoyed here, and decides that he wants to end this fight right now just in case they pull up any tricks. So he decides to destroy Tien, seeing as how he can't move at this point in time. With Tien being destroyed, Chaozu is even more upset. So the roles have been reversed. Tien is dead, but not Chaozu. When seeing this, Chaozu just powers up, tries his best to just power up, and goes all out with his ability to paralyze Vegeta. Surprisingly, with all this effort, it ends up working, but just for a little bit. This gives Yamcha, as well as Piccolo and Krillin, enough time, maybe about like a minute or a few seconds, to attack Vegeta. So that's what they all do. 3 of them rush in and attack Vegeta all at once. But, even though this is damaging Vegeta pretty badly, he's still not giving up just yet. He's beaten up pretty badly, but not enough to the point where he has to become a great ape. So, Vegeta pushes all of them back. and decides to shoot Chaozu and kills him. Yamcha and Krillin are even more surprised to see this. Yamcha decides to head in with his Wolf Fang Fist, but Vegeta dodges every single one. So, Vegeta just shoots a Ki Blast through Yamcha's chest, causing him to die immediately. So now, it's just down to Piccolo and Krillin. When Vegeta saw what Krillin's Destructo Disc could do, he decides to put an end to Krillin, just in case he tries to do anything funny to him. So Vegeta is flying towards Krillin. Piccolo stretches his arm and tries to grab him, but Vegeta ends up slicing his arm off. He heads to Krillin and just gives him multiple punches, from head to toe everywhere. He makes sure that Krillin won't get up from this beating, so much so that he immediately powers up the Ki Blast and destroys Krillin on the spot. Now the only people that are left are Vegeta and Piccolo. And just as when Vegeta was going to destroy Piccolo, Nimbus Cloud arrives and saves his life. And the person that ends up showing up is Goku. Now we have 3. Piccolo, Goku, and Vegeta. And that's where I'm going to leave it off for now. Thank you guys for tuning into the channel. Be sure to subscribe if you're not. Being subscribed means that you're going to stay active to the channel. And that way you can be informed on when the next video is coming out. With that being said, guys, it's been Diamond Legend, and I am out for now.